Hey, what's up, guys? Twintuitive 717. I am back with another reading. Of course, hanging with the bossy beeves, my little psychic. We're going to dive right into a collective message I've been picking up on for the Divine Masculine Collective. And before I dig into the cards to get clarification and validation, I want to talk about like some of the channeled messages I've been getting. Maybe some of you might resonate with it. But I keep hearing that song like, should I stay or should I go now? So somebody is being forced with like decisions, okay? A lot of your divine masculines, I feel, are fighting the urge to be authentic, but they don't know if their authentic self is going to be accepted. And I feel like they've tested it a bit in their social circle, and people kind of look at them like the way they were looking at you, Divine Feminine, in the beginning of your connection, just like you were out of this world, very strange, very weird. I feel like they've been testing it a little in terms of being their authentic selves, and some of the feedback they've been getting, just very like 3D superficial stuff. I hear too, like some of your divine masculines, like, you know, when you, like the image that I'm getting, guys, is like they end up pitching an idea and then people start laughing like you can't possibly be serious, and then they end up just keeping quiet about it. So that's what I feel like is happening. It's like they're shedding this layer, and it's going to take a lot of courage because they've resonated, or they have been in this energy of wearing this mask with this particular group of people. It could be a karmic collective. They've been doing it for so long and they've been so comfortable in it, but now I feel like it's getting harder and harder to maintain that, okay? I have been talking a lot about the divine masculines really wanting communication with you, Divine Feminine, okay? I feel like many of you have shown just excellence when it comes to your resilience and your strength. I'm also getting for the Divine Feminine Collective as well, like really, like you are the Divine Feminine energy for a reason, okay? So for many of you who have had just a lot of brutal tower moments, and you may ask yourself, like, why me, God? Like, seriously, what? Like, what have I done that was so awful, you know? Many of you really had to go through the ringer on this journey, but I feel like resilience and showing people that you're able to get up, dust yourself off, and rebuild your tower yourself, maybe with some extensions, you know, a little balcony, a little porch in the backyard. Many of you started doing that, right? Like your tower would fall, people would point their fingers, laugh at you, but then when you rebuilt that tower, it wasn't the same old tower. That tower came with extensions, okay? That is what amazes people, Divine Feminine. And I feel like a lot of your divine masculines are finding a lot of inspiration through this. Like they have watched you be ostracized, criticized, like even they themselves might have found themselves, even, sorry, I didn't mean to say it themselves so many times, but even the divine masculines find themselves, or may have found themselves on the other end, right? Like staring right back at you, criticizing you. But one thing that keeps standing out is your strength, Divine Feminine, okay? So let's go ahead and pull some cards on it. Where are the divine masculines currently at? Like energetically, what are they working on? What are they coming up against? Okay, so we have self-love, creation, intentions. Oh, love it, because I have been talking a lot about being more intentional. If you guys haven't checked out the community post, please do. I was talking about, again, just being more intentional, right? There is more than soul family and soul tribe to be found through spirituality. Many of you can find your soul tribe through learning a new skill, through like things that you need to do here in the physical. You can learn from other people, other creators. It doesn't always have to be spiritually based, right? And that's something too I have been picking up with a lot of the divine feminines as well. Like as your divine masculines are seeing you in this strength, I feel like a lot of you are also coming down from the spiritual world, okay? Because being up there too long, guys, like we end up losing ourselves, and we end up losing sight of a lot of the earthly things that need to get done, right? That's why like there's so much reminders about making sure that you're being, again, intentional about the kind of content you're consuming. And I have been just really trying to get you guys' attention when it comes to like aimlessly kind of just like scrolling. Like be intentional with your time. Like every single minute of the day counts. And I feel like a lot of you who are in the feminine energy, this is what your divine masculines are paying attention to, and they're looking at. A lot of them are giving up bad habits, guys, just based off of your vibration and your energy alone. You may not think that they watch you or keep an eye on you because you can't feel the romance and the telepathy and stuff like that. That all of that is designed to protect you from anybody harvesting energy that you've been working so hard to sustain. Right? Now it's the divine masculine's turn to take accountability and to build up their own strength. So I do feel like intention self-love is something that the divine feminines are really just kind of pushing through with. It really is shedding a light on what the divine masculines need to take action on, okay? And for a lot of them, it's wrapping up a lot of these karmic cycles, okay? It could be in the form of lovers, substances, toxic work environments, families, family, friends, people who, yes, they are in your life, and yes, you've been vibrating with them on a specific frequency for a really long time, but now you're not, and that's exactly what feels so painful and uncomfortable, and you know that you need to change it, okay? So that's, I feel like, pretty much where they're at, having the courage to walk away and do something better or new for themselves, because they see you doing this constantly, divine feminine. I feel like a lot of your divine masculines are like, where the hell are you getting the energy to do all of this? Like, I am just mentally beat, because I feel like a lot of them, they can't avoid like the visions that they're getting, a lot of the clarity. A lot of your divine masculines too, they're becoming extremely sensitive to people's energy, and I feel like it's taking them a minute or two to put the pieces together in that department. Check out the last reading if you guys haven't checked it out, because I did touch upon that a little bit. But they're starting to piece that together, like, wait a second, like, I think I'm feeling sick because of your energy. And this is something that they've never bothered to do or question before, okay? But they watch you, divine feminine, and many of them pay very, very great attention to the detail in a lot of the chats or talks that you guys may have. You may plant seeds, you may fill them up with a lot of wisdom, and it might seem like it's going in one ear and coming out the next, or they don't align with you, or they may think you're weird or strange, but they remember. Okay, they take whatever you said and they tuck it back in a safe place at the back of their mind. And then when certain experiences start happening, that breaks that mirror. Okay, no more projecting, right? The reflection is pointing right back at you. I feel like a lot of truth is unraveling for the divine masculine collective in terms of like accountability, responsibility, not projecting blame onto anybody else, knowing that if they want to walk that path of authenticity, they've got to do it themselves. Many of them too, I think they're afraid of being alone. Okay, a lot of them are really scared of that hanged man, hermit energy. I've mentioned before that it's usually to do with like being afraid to be alone with their own thoughts. But I also feel too like many of them could be just in need of regaining their strength again, nurture, compassion, okay, compassion for everything that they have been through. And I also too feel like they're energetically sending you messages around having compassion for them as well. And that is coming from a message for you to remember that you're both on this twin flame journey. You will both make mistakes. You will both slip up on your path, you know, like one energy isn't dominant over the other. It's just utilized in different ways to help you both stay on track. Okay, but I do feel like at this time, a lot of your divine masculines maybe want that compassion and nurturing from you, because they know that that's exactly what will help just kind of ignite. Like, you know, when you start a car and it goes, that's what I keep getting. Okay, I've been getting that really, really repetitively with the divine masculine collective. Like, they really are in need of connection to the divine feminine. A lot of heavy regret too. Like, it's been really heavy on my chest and in my stomach as well. Just the collective feeling that the divine masculines have been going through within the last few months, right? Making a vital, vital error, a vital mistake. But I think that nurture and compassion comes from, I hope that you're able to forgive me, or I hope that you're able to see that I'm human just like you, and I faltered and I misstepped just like you on the path. And I do see a lot of that resolving once we cross into the new year. And no interference, guys, okay? Because we do have the divine timing card coming up here, okay? Side note to the divine feminines. No interference. The divine masculines, they need to have some of these spiritual epiphanies and breakthroughs that they are having, as painful as they are. It is so that we can have this energy kind of take over, right? Action, we need change, and most of all, we need courage. We need courage to do it. And I feel like where that courage is coming from is watching you, Divine Feminine, doing exactly what you set out to do. They never in a million years thought that you would have the strength to draw that line, right? Or create those healthy boundaries. But now that you have, it must have an energetic change or shift on them as well, right? I feel like that's where a lot of the regret and shame and all of that is coming up. It's basically like you've humbled them in a sense. So a lot of breakthroughs happening for the divine masculines. Divine feminines, do not interfere. Trust in divine timing that a lot of your divine masculines, although they're feeling a lot of this heavy energy, they will get through it, okay? Avoidance, stalemate, okay? All of this is really tiring energy that they're going through. With avoidance and stalemate as well, I saw the vision of somebody walking towards somebody and then they change their mind and they turn right back. So this could be both of you. I feel like both of you may be mirroring this, wanting to reach out to each other, but knowing that it is just not the right time. It's because we have this divine timing card. Okay, having faith and trust that the cycle is closing off and nobody needs to do anything at this time. And I feel like too, like us taking action on our journey, it's something too that's going to be really left in the past. Many of us are going to start trusting and having faith again in something greater, okay? Because I feel too what's happening with a lot of the, like even with readings and like tarot and stuff like that, even I myself too have really kind of slowed down on using tarot cards, only because I find it really distracting to try to stick to the meanings. I like using oracle cards because now I can build upon my own intuition just using keywords. So I feel like ideally, like that's what's happening. Like everybody is starting to like trust in divine timing. Like there's a plan in place. I don't need to fight this as hard as I've been fighting it. I don't need to seek 1,000,001 answers. I don't need to seek 100 reasons for validation or confirmation because I can feel it. So connecting with your intuition again, guys, and that's a big thing. Like I'm also hearing too, let's get a card on that, connecting with your intuition, because I'm hearing a lot about consumption, health, okay? Many of you have not been able to feel your intuition as strongly because, okay, what I'm getting is like a lot of your divine masculines, they're getting ready to wrap up these cycles, guys. So it's almost like it's a really painful time. Many of you are feeling the effects of like consumption, unhealthy eating in the body, substances, everything that's meant to drown out that pure, higher self voice. It's been happening, right? It's been shoved down your throat. Okay, continuously just consume and scroll and be distracted so that you don't connect to your truth and inner voice. Why? Because that is the voice of source, reminding you that, hey, listen, like you still have a job to exist here in the physical, real world. It's why you came here. You know, many of you are also learning to respect the laws of Gaia, okay, Mother Earth. You're learning to respect her laws and her way of creation, the way that she designed this world, and then you came and incarnated. Many of you are learning to respect the laws of Gaia with this divine timing card, okay? So we have action, courage. Courage is coming up twice, is it? Change and courage, yeah. So courage is coming up twice because I feel like this is exactly what is brewing with the divine masculines. Like 2025 is going to be a really powerful year for them. Right now, I feel it's like that really painful moment right before you kind of burst through. Okay, it's like their tower is falling. The tower has covered them up. They're in need of great healing. A lot of realizations and channeled messages are coming through for the divine masculines as well. Like self-care too could be a really big thing for them because I feel like they don't know how to handle a lot of the influx of messages that are coming. And that's why many of them think that, okay, you know what, maybe if I consume more and avoid being alone with these channeled thoughts, that I don't have to take action on them, right? Okay, maybe this is just a random thought that's coming through. But many of them are being given channeled messages, guidance about specific actions that they have to take in order to get themselves out of certain karmic cycles. So many of them, again, they're piecing it together, getting out of these limitations and fears that have been holding them back, right? These spirits have been lingering around in the divine masculine's energy, whispering all kinds of nothings into their ear, making it very, very difficult for them to hear themselves, okay? But that I feel is coming to an end because the divine feminines have recognized exactly what's been going on. Back to the nurture and compassion card. I feel like many of you are starting to see through everything and you're just like, okay, I get it. you wanted me to turn against the divine masculine. I understand now. Okay, so many of you are using the detachment and using the distance to just really observe at this time. And the reason many of you are not being guided to interfere or take any actions, it's because you're not wanting to give away what you know. How to help the divine masculines through the last end of this cycle. Many of you are not communicating with them, and you are just observing at this time, because I feel like you don't want anybody to know what it is you know. And I feel like that has a lot to do with the way that many of you have started to be more intentional with the way that you're choosing to live your life. You're starting to pay very close attention to things going on around you and realizing that, wait a second, like I came to Earth to participate, not just to sit back and to consume spiritual knowledge. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but the action is missing. Okay, the action in implementing those ideas. I feel like too much of this spiritual information and trying to bypass a lot of the physical work that we have to do to ascend. Many people are waking up against that, especially the Divine Feminine Collective. Many of you are starting to pay very close attention about who, what, when, where, anything getting into your energy. You guys are stopping it right at the door and making sure that it's safe to enter. Okay, because the more you keep your vessel clean, nothing can really affect your divine masculines, and that's when many of them start getting back in touch with themselves, hence communication coming through in the physical for many of you. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys for this one. I hope you've enjoyed. Take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? Bye, guys.